Welcome back to Troubleshooter. I'm just going to do a very quick video today for Troubleshooter anyway. Much faster than our other Troubleshooter videos that I've done in the past. Just to kind of show you, if it must be done, what we used, what levels we had to go ahead and beat the mission. We weren't really using any food buffs, except for one mission. I did have a food buff on Alyssa, but this is what I used. At first, of course, Black Mage wasn't maxed out, but I have maxed out Black Mage now. So let's just go just straight down the line. This is, I get to, in this mission, you get to play with everyone, which, you know, normally you can only have 8 people, but in this mission you get to use everybody, just because it's a story. Anyway, Albus. On Albus, I'm just using my basic, using the shock absorber to give him another impulse fields, basically, and I'm using impulse fields defensively. I did have piercing resistance on. I should have probably put blunt resistance on. Blunt resistance is what I'd recommend more than anything. And then I was using the Magic Knight Mastery with the blood absorbing sword to get life back with life drain. Is how that's the sustain that I built. And Holy Sword, because everyone belongs to a criminal organization, so it allows you to be a little more tanky. And then Justice Victory Blade makes the damage even less, and makes you recover vigor whenever you defeat a criminal. I've got Retaliation as normal, Undefeated, and Combo Attack. Still, with Albus in this mission, you just get totally wrecked. I don't see, unless I even trying to run away, you just quickly get surrounded. It's hard to get to your team. With, as far as my class abilities, sorry. I do have Wind Walk. I do have Storm Slash. Just basic stuff that I would normally have. So I didn't really do that much with Albus. He's kind of isolated. He gets surrounded. He basically does his best to hold off as many people as he can before he gets overwhelmed. Even trying to move him around a little bit, I haven't been able to match him up with the party. Because the story mission just separates you. And the same thing with Scion. I still have Scion set up as basically an AoE room clearer. I do have a little bit of defense with magic armor. That's what I usually hit, is try to... I can sometimes get Scion matched up with everyone else, but it's rough. And by the time I get there, I'm beaten all up. So this is what I'm using. Just using Battle Mage. Let me show you the masteries real quick. Just my standard build. I have both fighting reflexes and counterattack with impulse fields again, and one shot, one kill with catharsis combo. Although I don't really get a lot of use out of that in this mission, so there's that. Again, with Scion, you're kind of cut off. You're mostly just holding up, and you're being defensive most of the time. If you want to build Scion as a tank for this particular mission, then I could see that happening. That would probably be a good build. So you have an alternate build already, another mastery build set up for offense, for just being a melee style. That would probably work, because almost everything that you're fighting here is melee. Almost nobody has a real strong ranged attack. They have some grenades, like firework grenade, but not a whole lot. Okay, Irene. Irene is excellent in this mission. All the tanks really get to shine in this mission, which is cool, because tanks sometimes take the backseat to the ranged people. People like hazing, sweepers like him, hazing Scion. They really allow Irene to shine. So what am I using with Irene? On the mastery board, I've got her built as a martial artist. If you've seen my other video on Irene, you know how I have Irene. It's good that she has Phoenix for this. She'll probably go down. There's a lot of melee, so making her melee attack, she tends to do the most damage just with her counterattack. This revenge ability as a martial artist is very useful. Yeah, I've seen it do well over 10,000 points of damage just with her build. She can really just take people out with counterattack. So if she's getting swarmed, she can actually survive enough. She can actually successfully tank and really hold people off. Yeah, she can be surrounded if she's having to fight 10 or more people at once, but if she's not and she can get some heals, then she can carry through. So that's Irene. I do have a frag grenade. Gas grenade, like a poison grenade, would be good here. Frag grenade is also good here. The bleeding is very helpful. Extra damage on a wide target, wide area is awesome with the frag grenade. And she can't get to anyone right away. Throwing the frag out is pretty cool. And not anything special here. I have her set up as a witch, and her traditional build. I don't have a lot of masteries going on. Basically, she's just set up with the soul healer ability. I guess I don't have Beast Hunter. I really don't have her optimized, but since she's not doing as much, it's okay. Like, yeah, I've got Beast Hunter here, so yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend Beast Hunter. And I have Charisma on her. But really, she's a support character, and she didn't really change much. She's often the last person to survive, but if that's all she's got left, you don't have enough offense to really finish the game. So, not a lot with Anne. I didn't really change Anne up much. Hazing, I still have as a ranger. I haven't changed him much up either. But I do have a couple things that are very useful. Poison Bullet. Poisoning people in this is awesome because they have like 2 grand hit points apiece. And that chance that when you shoot everyone, even though you're not doing that much damage, when you AoE everyone and you poison everyone, or have a chance to poison everyone, it's very helpful. Because that does an additional 20% of their max hit points. So it's just based on their max hit points. So that'll do a lot more than just your shots itself. Your shots themselves won't necessarily take anybody out. But the poison bullets will. And this is the end. You can snipe somebody off and they'll explode into a poison cloud. And that poison cloud's going to, again, hit everybody and do their max hit points. And there's just a ton of people. So to send out a poison cloud and to keep it up, it really helps. Because the targets that you have are not immune to poison. Poison is very effective in this mission. It's very useful. So, Poison Bullet, I do recommend it for hazing. And I don't have anything changed. I still have Annihilation Shot and Field at 0, Sprint, and Chain Fire. And we did pick up Way's leather shoes. This is the new item for the mission that you can pick up. It does have a move distance of 2. And if you move more than 8 tiles using a dashing or dashing attack, it reduces the action time by 10. It's got pretty good stats. So I went ahead and just swapped that out for hazing from Way, one of the new enemies. Okay, so let's go to somebody I've actually changed. With Ray, I think one of the main things that I did with Ray is just use her as support and use her as healing. That's why I was Alchemist. Kylie. With Kylie, I still have as her a hacker. I didn't really change. What I did change with her, I didn't change any of her masteries. I changed her abilities up here. So I do recommend these abilities. You may want to change back to hacking if you're fighting a mission with drones. But we have Confusion Protocol. This makes it to where they will attack your hologram decoy. And then Move Protocol. Very, very important to this mission. Because she's one of the 3 characters that is split off. So, or one of the 4 characters that's split up. Albus, Kylie, Scion, and Giselle are all split off. So having any movement abilities can be helpful. And Kylie's actually close enough that she can get back to the group. So, and get behind the defenses. And kind of skirt her way around. With Confusion Protocol and the Move Protocol together, you're able to evade your enemies successfully, get in a few pot shots, drop a drone, be effective, rather than just simply dying because you get surrounded. As a strategy, I would recommend with Kylie, getting her back to the group. You may want to move her past the group later, if the group's getting surrounded or drawing too much aggro. If you want to pull her away to try to pull enemies off the main group, you can. But I do recommend just at first getting back to the group, healing up, allowing your drones to do their work. So before I had useless things here, Reactive Matrix Protocol is nice. Increasing your block chance and all that is good, but in the end, it doesn't really help you. Like, it does do a little... the reactive attack is good, but it's not enough to kill. It's enough to wound or do a little bit of damage, but that's not enough to matter. If you're getting swarmed and you just die, it's better to have the Confusion Protocol. It'll at least buy you some time to move out and actually get some stuff done. So, Leighton, I really haven't changed. So, the main strategy here with Bianca is it took me a little bit of time to level Bianca. I may change her now because I've maxed out this class, but I really do like the Black Mage. The Black Mage is really great for her. I've had just look at that ESP power. That is very strong. Let's look at that compared to like Scion's ESP power. Let's just look at the stats. Scion is slightly stronger, but still a high ESP power. And I'm here to tell you that in lieu of Scion, she still works really well as a damage dealer. She's more of a sniper than a sweeper, but as a sniper, she just one-shots big tank units. The clowns, she's just gonna straight up in this mission one-shot. So it's very important in this mission to keep her close, but not too close to the front line. And you want to keep her close to Alyssa since they have the bond. They have cover, so if Alyssa gets attacked, the first time she gets attacked in a round, Bianca just will shoot whoever is attacking her. And usually, if it's not a boss or something, she'll just straight up one-shot whoever she hits. So yeah, I would recommend keeping her close to the front. Not too close. I mean, you don't... Obviously, she's still kind of fragile. She doesn't have great armor and resistance and everything, or block chance. Her defensive stats are not the best. Neither is her hit points. She has less hit points than the opponents you're fighting. So keep that in mind. I would just keep her off the back pedal, level her up a little bit, try to get out the black mage, get the masteries worked on. I worked, so this is how I have her built. Since she's a new character, I guess that's pretty important. I did build, I don't have this one yet, but I do have Archmage Staff, Forbidden Magic, Magic Accelerator. So and I have Magic Stamp, Magic Library. Damage taken decreases 1.5 per 1 applied for common masteries. So I don't really have, I only have 2. Still using Catharsis. I have Magic Book. So Magic Book, ESP attack ability decreases for 5 for every 1 in the elementals or black mage. Well, look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, so that's 40%. It's pretty great. See that? Magic Resonance, it's not so great, but I still use it for these other abilities. So that's how I ever built. Notice her defense is pretty terrible. She has the 20% thing, but other than that, she has no defense. She's not running impulse fields. She's not running any of the other things that I usually recommend to use as a defense. So she is very, very much in the glass cannon category. That's why you have to keep her a little bit far back off of the main path. I don't know, she still seems fairly solid for some reason. I've seen her take at least a single hit or two and survive. So she can take a melee hit and be okay. But overall, keep her, you have to kind of keep her toward the middle of the pack. This has to do with her range and just the way that she works. But, yeah, that's this. So, built her as a glass cannon. Tends to work. I like the one-shotting. And Alyssa. I put her as a barbarian. I don't know if that was the best idea or if it was better to stick with what she originally had. I put on the Draki's peculiar scale to give her some more block chance. I wanted her block chance to be up. So I've got her block chance at 31% or 20% and her dodge chance at 31. So pretty solid on the defense. Her armor 780. Her resistance is kind of bad, but she has at least got 2 grand health. And let's look at her masteries. I built her as a berserker, and she just has undefeated and unpredictable. I do have one shot, one kill. It's not one shot, one kill is not nearly as useful because you're fighting. Everyone is melee in this. All the bosses, everything. So this Glorious Scar just increases your basic damage done by your attack ability by 50%. Pretty amazing. This ability, I mean, if you don't have anything else to do and you're just standing waiting for enemies to come to you, because we have both Forestallment and we have counterattack, so we've got both of the reactive abilities. Basically, just putting her in there, letting people come up to her and wail on her. I do have Second Heart on her in case she gets hit by a boss or somebody really strong. We just don't have time to heal her. It at least gives her a second life to survive. I have Steel Armor to avoid getting just one-shotted by bosses and things like that. It at least gives us the chance to reduce the critical hit damage. I mean, by 100%, that's great. If something has 300% or whatever, and if it doesn't, then, well, the crits don't really do any more than normal hits. And then if you have Rage... So what I've done is I've used a potion to put her in a Rage-type state. So move up, put her in a Rage-type state. Then we trigger Anger Strike. And then whenever we just move up to somebody, we immediately just strike them as a responsive attack. And also the dogfight is there as well, because we're just using... She's just tanking. That's all she's doing. She's taking up all the damage and being healed by Anne. You know, normally you do Albus up front, and then you have Anne in the back, and Anne is healing Albus. Well, same thing here, except for Anne is healing Alyssa. And I do have Veteran to avoid getting stunned, and I got Massiveness to avoid getting knocked back. I think those are pretty useful. All in all, that stops a lot of nonsense. It keeps her where she needs to be as a rock, blocking out. And that as well, if you put an enemy out of action, you get a random excitement type, increases your buffs. So these are like things that she can have. I haven't really unlocked a lot of her masteries, but this is what I'm using. And this amount of defense, that's great to have 13 points of defensive abilities that are available to you. Okay. And she's only level 46. Alright, so that is my video on kind of the post-mortem of If It Must Be Done. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed this video specifically, since it's not really about a mission. If you did, please put a like on the video, and you enjoy the rest of your day.